Kyrie, you obviously have you've won divisional titles before. How does this one feel?
It feels great. We earned it, and we did it under some crazy circumstances within our season, just injuries, trades, just uncertainty on how we were going to figure out the defensive end, and just a lot of expectations on our team at the beginning of the season, personally or individually, and then just externally from kind of the basketball cultural world, knowing how special me and Luke are. But we knew that we weren't going anywhere without us having some great guys alongside of us, playing selflessly, and then us playing selflessly and putting our best foot forward towards being better leaders every day, continuing to get better. And I think that mentality led us to 50 wins. So it's a total organizational effort, top to bottom. So I just want to give a huge shout out to the people that have been in the trenches with us this whole entire time, and that helped us get to this point.
Speaking of that defense, just tell us about what you guys were able to do tonight. Forced 19 turnovers, and I know the Heat had a couple of 24-second shot clock violations there in the fourth quarter.
We just tried to make it tough and adjust to their pace tonight. Both teams were coming off of back-to-back, so we knew it could go either way, just in terms of the pace and how the game started. And I think we got off to a decent start in that first quarter, and then we never looked back since. So, we're not going to have quarters like that every game, but when we get off to a good start like that, we continue to play defense, and we are just adapting to the pace of the game. I felt like we did a great job of that. That's what led us to this victory tonight.
Slightly off topic, but I believe this is your first game post-Ramadan. Mm-hmm. And I wondered what it meant to you. From what I understand, the organization really embraced the fact that you were going through, had Ramadan, mm-hmm. and also being able to go through it alongside Shamgad. Mm-hmm. And I wonder what that meant to you, as a person, just personally going through that spiritual experience, feeling support from the team.
Yeah, there's 4 billion Muslims around the world. There's 9 billion people in the world, so I think anybody could do the math in terms of that. In terms of just, when you're feeling like you can't do it for that day, you just got to remember that you have brothers and sisters around the world that are going through that journey with God with you, and it just is a lot of comfort. Some painful days where you think you're hungry, or you think you can't do it, right? Or you just want to give up, and it's just that inner voice that just continues to speak to you. Just, you can do it. You're not alone. All those things attributed to the success, not just during Ramadan, but just as I put my best foot forward within my life, and just continuing to mature and giving glory to God all the time. So this was my first game post-Ramadan, but it was really just another day in the office. That was it. Because again, like I told you in the beginning of Ramadan, this is an individual journey, but it's also about the family. It's also about the spiritual aspect of it and growing. I don't want to dive too deep into it because some of the basketball world doesn't like to hear all this, but I do. So those that are listening, I want to share with them that I love you, and I couldn't have done it without you. So Shamgad, alongside a lot of my other brothers and sisters, we did it together, and we came out stronger. So it was in honor of all oppressed people around the world. Those that are dealing with being innocent targets in the middle of wars. There's a lot going on. So for me, it was bigger than just a game of basketball and playing well. It was just about continuing to stay on my team.
This is a terrible segue because we're going from a real topic to a trivial one.
No, it's okay.
The organization obviously made a big statement with the T-shirts pregame for weeks. How important was that message, do you think? And why isn't your backcourt partner getting more love in that race?
Man, it was a statement. But we all knew how special this year was going to be. And I say we, just in that locker room, the organization, we knew how special this year was going to be just based on our practices, what Luka was doing, showcasing that all the time, really being more vocal, challenging his teammates, challenging me, and doing it in his own way. And I think that's a true sign of an MVP, of coming into a season and really initiating himself into that leadership role and doing it on both ends of the floor. His stats speak for themselves. He's first in a lot of different categories. He's held the team up when I wasn't able to be in the lineup and I was injured. So there are a lot of factors that attribute to his MVP case. And me as a brother of his, I have the utmost love and support to give him during this time because I want to see him win MVP. If it's not going to be this year, it's going to be in the eventual future, in the near future. He's mastered different nuances of the game, and he's continuing to explore his abilities and his talents, and it's beautiful to be a part of. So, the shirts mean a lot to us to represent him, but I think the most important thing he wants to do is win, and he's always put that first. So he has a huge responsibility on his team every night. He knows it, and it's our job as brothers to make sure that we alleviate him of some of those responsibilities and make sure he knows that we have his back, and we know how special he is.
You've had a good amount of time now with PJ and Daniel Gafford. Like to continue to build continuity defensively and use different defensive schemes. It seems like you guys are doing more switching and different pick and roll coverages. How do you think that will prepare you guys for your outlook heading into the playoffs?
I'm gonna be real with you. I think I'm done giving out some of the secrets. I think it's up to the other teams to now start watching film. We have different adjustments we can make. We've shown it over the past few games, and I think now it's just kind of about staying silent and getting ready for teams building whatever game plan they have for us and whatever we have in the first round. No disrespect to your question, but I think we've done enough talking for us for the season, and we are who we are and ready to take on some challenges.
You've gone through a lot the last 24 months, and obviously last year you were not part of the postseason. We've known for a while that you were going to be part of this one. Now you know the opponent. Just what is being back on that stage and having this opportunity with a team that's obviously capable of doing something big? What does that mean to you?
It means a great deal because that was the first time I had dealt with failure at that type of level at this, at my age, being 30 and being in the prime of my career and not necessarily being as healthy as I would have liked, but I feel like we had a good enough team to at least get into the postseason. And when we did it, it hurt me in insurmountable ways, and I couldn't get any redemption until I turned the page and I was ready for the next chapter, the next phase, right? It's about moving on, and it was tough, especially as a competitor. You fail in front of the public eye, and you have all these external voices coming at you and telling you who you are and what you're not going to do and what you're capable of. And part of the human experience is not negotiating with yourself about what you want to achieve. It's just going after it. And I think that's what we did this season. We faced a lot of unforeseen circumstances, and we dealt with them. And we kept just our head high and kept our spirits very positive. And I kept encouraging guys, and I look back kind of like 2 months ago and where we were, and we lost 6 games in a row, and fast forward to now, we're in a good space, and we just know that the job isn't finished and we're just getting started, but we do have to celebrate the small wins, and tonight was that step in that direction of just celebrating a small win, just to get to 50 wins. Some guys in that locker room have never experienced 50 wins, experienced being in 5th place or 4th place or playing against a veteran ball club potentially in the Clippers. So we're looking forward to that challenge while also showing our humility towards the game of basketball and make sure we continue to put the work in that's necessary for us to separate ourselves in that postseason, because that's what it's about now. We've done it in the regular season, that's good and dandy, but now this is where the grown-ups start to use their IQ, start to use their emotional intelligence, their physical intangibles, and may the best man win.
Kyrie, I'm not sure how you guys are going to handle these last 2 regular season games, but it's going to be 10 or 11 days before you play a meaningful game 1 against the
Yes. Yes. That sounds great. You said 10 to 11 days.
Right.
I'm not taking that for granted at all. Yes, sir.
So how do you stay mentally prepared to get ready for that game over a week from now?
We create healthy challenges in practice for ourselves and show each other different looks, and just be realistic with what this series is going to take to win. That's just the focus now, getting in as great a shape as you can in the next kind of week, and push yourself, because you're going to be in the high minutes value or played That's me personally, and some of the other guys in the locker room. We're going to need to play different roles. So just got to continue to work on our adaptation out there, and then our player-to-player adjustments and nonverbal communication. We'll be okay.